Hello everyone, this is Ted with OAXRAY, and today we're going to talk about fee changes in the grocery and gourmet category. So I know not everybody pays attention to every email you get from Amazon, but this one is pretty important, and it is a grocery and gourmet reduction, and we don't see a lot of these, so this is awesome. A reduction in the fees for items under $15 from 15% down to 8%. So that means on a $10 item, you're going to save about 70 cents per sale, and since it's a savings on the lower end items under $15, that's going to make a big difference in your bottom line. So if you were scanning products before and they were in grocery or gourmet and they barely made the cut or they just weren't profitable enough for you to buy, now it might make sense to sell those items because of the reduction in fees. Now this is also going to change what you do on your pricing, because if you price an item at $14.99, you're only going to pay the 8% fee. So you're going to save an entire dollar by pricing an item at $14.99. If you price that exact same item at $15, now you're going to pay the full 15% commission whenever the item sells. So you're going to make about $1 less. So it actually makes more sense on this item, or on an item that's around 15 bucks, to actually sell it cheaper, because you kind of have that window where it's going to be less profitable for you to go up on price. So if you have a repricer, I'm not sure how you can build that in, but if you have a lot of grocery items, there's that kind of that buffer window between $15 and $16 where it doesn't make sense to go from $14.99 up to $15.50, because the fees are going to increase more than the actual money for selling it for more. So that's going to be something important that you want to look into whenever you're selling any grocery items. How you are pricing those products, it's better to be below 15. In this case, one thing that I want to show you is that this only lasts for a year, but it's probably going to stay on. I think that Amazon is realizing that they have a lot of lower end items, like let's say a box of cereal. Whenever you consider all the shipping fees and you consider everything, you really have to mark up that product to actually make it profitable. So I think Amazon's realizing, hey, I've got this box of cereal. It has to sell for, let's say, $8 to be profitable. But if we lower the fees by $1 or $2, then the people who are selling it can also lower their costs that they're coming in at. So they can actually sell it for less because we lower the fees, and that actually helps out the end customer, and it gets more customers coming into the grocery category and purchasing groceries on Amazon. So I think they want to expand their base. They want to have more items in the Amazon warehouse that are FBA, ready to go out in the grocery or gourmet category, and they want people to get used to seeing the lower prices that come when you lower fees in a specific category. So I think this is one of the few categories that is lower end, lower cost, and people are apprehensive about buying it because the shipping and those fees are so high. It makes more sense to go into a store and pay $4 for the box of cereal than it does to go on Amazon, where a seller like me or a seller like you have to mark that product up so much because of the shipping cost, and the customer sees that higher price. So I think they're trying to make the average buyer actually more buyer friendly, or they're trying to make the listing more buyer friendly and have more appeal to someone who doesn't want to pay more for an item shipped directly to their house. This is one of the awesome policies that's coming through, and I think that people are going to make a lot more money simply because a lot of items that didn't make sense before will make sense now. But I want everybody here to be aware of the pricing zone, or we're going to call it, over $14.99 to probably around $16.50, $16. That is not going to make sense with the new pricing structure. It's not going to make sense to go from $14.99 to $16, because all of that's going to be eaten up in fees anyways. So it encourages you to keep your price low, and it encourages you to get more products into Amazon because they're more profitable. Just wanted to bring this out to everybody. Hopefully, if you're not selling groceries now, maybe you get into selling groceries. Just be careful of the expiration dates. Make sure you put the expiration dates how Amazon would like it when it goes into the Amazon FBA facilities. Make sure you keep a long enough window when you send that in so that it has expiration left on the product. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day. Make some money using OAXRAY. Please like and subscribe, and if you have a question about Amazon, put a comment down below and I'll make a video about it as soon as I can.